talk about bending and straightening. And bending is a yin action, straightening is a yang action. And between those two, we are constantly balancing yin and yang back and forth between. So I'm going to pull some of the pieces from Tai Chi, some from Lok Hup today, and just let us really explore all the way through. So let's do the first 17 from Tai Chi. And what I'm going to do is I'll do the seated form. If you know the standing form, go for it. I'm going to do seated. So those people who are new to Tai Chi have a chance to just get familiar with everything. Okay? And so let's start off with the bat. So ladies are grabbing the left thumb, gentlemen grab the right thumb, and we've got it forward. Pushing into the feet, and then let that sink. Pushing into the feet, and then let that go. Okay, so the fingertips are going to pull forward, right hand, push into the feet, hold the ball. Left grasp bird's tail, push into the feet, hold the ball. Grasp bird's tail. Bow and arrow is going to come back. Palm to palm is going forward. Open the hands. Two hands are out. Sinks back. Comes all the way around. Whip to one side. And let that go. Push into the feet. Step up to raise hands. Sink. This is the rise, lift, and then it's going to fall forward. Push into the feet. White stork spreads wings. Right foot, left foot, and then brush knee. Push into the feet. Strum the pepa, right foot, left foot. Brush knee left, twist step. Brush knee right, twist step. Brush knee left, opening the hands, strum the pepa, open, hello Jeanette, brush knee, twist step, hold the flowers. This is going to lift you up, nice and tall, in, out, wipe, let that come through, wipe the sleeve, two hands go out. I'm just going to go a little bit further. That's 17. What I'm going to do is bring that back, sink. The arms are going to cross, lifting you up, open. This is carrying the tiger to the mountain. Brush knee right, bow and arrow back. Just bringing in some ideas for our theme for today. Hands come back and out. Comes around, whip out. This is going to make a T. Sink into the right foot, into the left foot, goes out. Fist is going to go underneath the elbow. There's a rise, open, and ward off monkey. Left hand comes in, lift. Right hand comes in, lift. Left hand comes in, lift. Then push into the right foot. Sorry, left foot, then the right foot. Step up to raise hands. Push into the feet. Sink. This is going to come through into white stork spreads wings, which is a repeat. Push into the feet, lift. That's going to come all the way around. And then brush knee. Pushing back, your right hand is going to go towards the floor. The left hand goes around the wrist. Push the needle to C bottom. That comes back. Out. Then penetrates back. And out. Wipe the sleeve. Hold the flower. In, out, pull it back, falling down. Hold the ball, grasp its tail, bow and arrow back. Palm to palm. Open. 2 hands are going to go out. That comes back. Whip to one side. Reach out. Hello, Stephen. Move hands like clouds. I am so glad to see you guys. Comes through. I hope you give a hug to Maria for me. There it comes. 3. Takes that across. 4. Take that across. 5. Take that across. Whip to one side. It's going to come in. And reach out. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit further. High pat on horse. This is going to lift up. And then we're going to reach straight out. Cross. Expand. That would be a toe kick right. Reach. Expand. This would be a toe kick left. Turn. This would be a heel kick. Brush knee. Twist step. Brush knee. Twist. And then this would be a low punch. Your right hand coming down and through. Push into the feet. This would come around and punch. This would cross, expand, sink. Hold the flowers up to the right. This is going to go all the way around to the left. Hold the flowers all the way around to the right. Comes in. Sinking back. Cross. Lift. It's going to be a kick. And then hands are going to come around. Sorry. Strike the tiger 2 ears. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Cross. Expand and look to the left. That'll come around. Expand. Hold the flowers. Deflect, parry. And punch. Wipe the sleeve. And there's the end of part 2. That's going to come up. Sink. Crossing over. Open the hands. And let that go. I'm going to stop there. That's part 1 and 2 of Tai Chi. So for those people that haven't done the set before, now you've seen it. Our job is only to get the movements flowing. There's our bow. So that the energy is flowing through. You got nice deep breath happening. Talked about yesterday expanding that breath out from the center, feeling the ribs move, everything expanding. And so that's the job of when you do the set. But then after that, we want to adjust how we're doing things, learn a little bit more about our movement, expand and open. So our theme today, I'll repeat, is the balance of yin and yang. That would be bending and stretching. And when you bend, that's a yin action, and a yang action is to extend. And that's how we get the yin and yang to go. We bend, we store the energy into the joint, then we open, and we extend that energy through all the tissue. So it's bend and straight. So I stopped because I wanted to go back and now just look at the set from the place of bending and straightening. So we can bring that all in. Okay, first thing you want to do is make sure your feet are connected to the floor so you're grounded. Grounded is an important concept because you want the energy to come through the feet, up through the body. If you're not connected to your feet, in your head all the time, you don't really place yourself right on the ground, then you're not going to feel that flow of chi coming in. Yin usually comes in on the left, yang usually goes down and out on the right. And you want to set that pattern up, but you also want to set it up by the bending and straightening. Okay, so commencement. So you have a straightening there, but then you have a bend to come down. Okay, now you have an expansion in the shoulders. So you have an opening, stretching them, and then you have a closing. You have a circle, which creates energy on the inside of the body, and then we have an expansion. There's our yang. Circle again brings the energy to the inside of the body. Through, there's an expansion, but then here we have a contraction. Here we have an expansion. Here we have a contraction. Now, we don't have that in all places at the same time. Different parts are bending and stretching at different times. Bring this through and out. Okay, so I want you to just think about that for a moment, because I know you were watching my hands. If you don't know Tai Chi too well, you'll be looking at my structure. For those that know Tai Chi well, you know that inside we've got an expansion and a contraction of the lower dantian, and what we want to do is that action is creating the energy, and that lower dantian is sending energy all the way through. I was reading William Tiller last night, one of his books, and there was a study that they did with, there was healers and Qigong masters. And what they discovered was that when they measured electricity in the body of those two, they found that in the 30 measurements, 16 of the measurements, they always noticed that the energy was being emitted from the dantian. So they could actually measure when the healer or the Qigong person was doing their work, that energy was emanating from the lower dantian out. And they could actually measure it, which was really cool. Didn't happen for any of the other modalities of things that happen, but it happened for those two. So I thought that was really cool. So the reason I'm telling you that is your expansion and your contraction, lower dantian, is absolutely critical to what we're doing. But also, you were watching my hands, so if I have a bend in the elbow here, then I'm going to have an expansion happening somewhere else. And the expansion might be on the front side of the body, coming back. The sitting up could be opening the hip. And then when we go to change and you get an extension that's coming out of your hands, then you have a contraction that's coming in through the hip. And it's that yin-yang balance that's making the energy flow all the way through. So I just wanted to bring awareness to that. So I'm just going to turn. I'm going to do one more little bit seated, and then I'm going to do it standing. So you can experience it there too. Okay, so let's go to the commencement again. So we have an expansion and a sink. Then you have an opening in the hip and the shoulders, so the joints open. Push forward. Push into the feet, rolls you back. Fall into the feet. Hold the ball. And again, holding the ball is take the energy from the outside to the inside. Expand. And now this is going to contract, coming back, but you have an extension that's happening in the hip. Pushes out. Push into the feet. This is coming back. Push out. Comes back. Now you have an extension in your right arm, and you have a bent left arm. That's interesting because you're bringing both arms open. They bend, they come through, the left arm stays bent, and so that's yin energy, and the yang energy is going out, and then it expands afterwards. So you have a yin and a yang. Okay, makes it fun to look at these movements when we start to play. Okay, so he's going to slide this out of the way. Let's go to standing, doing the same movements, and you can see how they're going to work. I tried to turn yesterday and do things in different directions for you. Okay, so commencement. Sink. Okay. So now we've been working on the fingertips turning and feeling the shoulders and the hips open. And then the weight goes to the left, which is a yin, while the right side opens up, which is a yang. And then you have a spiral that comes around, down into that right leg. Hold the ball, step with the left foot to the corner, and there's a spiral that comes through and out. Weights down in the left foot. Hold the ball. Step with the right foot. This is going to come through. Down into the right. Bow and arrow back. Feel that in the hands. Palm to palm. Take it out. Sinking back. 2 hands go out. Sink back. Now the whole right side is going to turn. Whole left side is going to spiral the opposite direction. This comes through. There's that yin and yang. Step. And that comes through. And that's going from a bend in the right, even though this is a straight, the bend in the right, you shift to a straight in the right and a bend in the left. So you can just see how it's constantly pumping and pushing. So dynamic what's happening with all of it. So anyway, okay. So let's play with that little concept a little bit more. So we know that when you step into the right foot and you move your way into it, you're going to be spiraling to the right and spiraling down into that leg. And then you're going to spiral back up out of that leg. Okay? You're going to come through the hip with, there's a spiral, then it opens. Then there's going to be a spiral down the other side, and then it lets go. And we've got that constant back and forth. 2 days back, I talked about the triangle of health. Body, mind, spirit. So you've got the 3 parts. And how they are spiral. They're not just lines that you're going to draw on a page. They are dynamic. They are multidimensional. They have spirals happening. They have all kinds of information going on in each aspect. And depending on where you're focusing your time, if you're really emotional, then that emotion side could get out of balance. Maybe then you're going to find out that physical has a little bit less, or spiritual has a little bit less, because you're so emotional. And then you're trying to bring balance back in so that each of those sides has the flow of energy happening. We went into the body to find where those triangles of multidimensional pieces were happening, which is everywhere. Right down to your cell structure, right down into your DNA. So we talked about that. So now I'm skipping you forward to now what we're doing with balancing that yin and yang, okay? And how that expansion, contraction on each of those pieces. So you have a little bit more emotion, and you experience more emotion, and then you go, okay, I gotta figure out how to solve this. I can move, and I can let it go. I can choose a new direction or path, and that's going to help me move from that emotion into something else. So how all of those dynamically work together to balance everything. We're going to do it with the movement. Okay, so if we go to grass bird's tail, which is one of my favorites, left grass bird's tail first and then grass bird's tail. Let's just look at the balance of yin and yang in that, all the way from the feet all the way through. Okay, so you have hold the ball. So this is spiraling down into your right foot. And remember, as soon as you go to make a circle, the circle is taking energy from the outside, bringing it inside. And that would be yin comes in, yang is going to go back out. So we're spiraling down and to the right. Okay, which means energy is going out that right foot. Step with the left. It's going to come through, out. Sink down into that left foot. Place your right foot straight forward. And you're going to push out of that left foot into your right foot. And now we have a choice. We can place the fingertips at the wrist. We can place, which would be emotion. So if we need to calm emotion, we could do that. If we need to calm the mind, we could go into the center of the palm of the hand and do that. If we want to go into structure, we can go down below, and this is going to help weave us in and out of the external body and the internal body. So that hand is going to pass through. So you have a choice. So let's go with emotion, just for sake of picking something. So we're going to go emotion. So we're going to go down into that right leg, spiral down into it, unwind, sink back. And the hands pass each other. And there is this exchange of energy that happens between those two palms. Sink back into the left foot. Push out. And now you've got that bend and stretch happening in both. Now we have a spiral that goes into the whole right side, a spiral that comes through the left ball of the foot, comes up and through, sink, place the foot, and then push all the way around to the other side. Okay, so if you wanted to calm emotions, you could do that. But let's say you got chatter going on in your head. You need to calm the chatter. Then we want to go to center of the hand. So let's do this again. So we've got spiral, bringing the energy in, step, expand, let it come out like Resper's tail. Hold the ball, step. Now you're going to go into the center of the palm of the hand, spiral through that hand, calms the mind. Palm to palm, sink back. Two hands go out, sink back. Now you're going to turn that right side of your body all the way around. Left ball of the foot spirals on the floor. This is going to come up and through, sink down into that right leg, place the foot, spiral out. Okay, so now we've calmed emotion, we've calmed the mind. Now let's do physical through. And I probably have a little bit of spiritual in there as well, because this is going to be going through the biofield, and that's where you have those aspects in the biofield. So we'll be able to just use our hands kind of like, we call it fuzzy glove. Like a fuzzy glove, you can, anything that doesn't need to be there, you just kind of move it away with your hands. Okay, so let's go hold the ball again. Sink down in the right. Step with the left foot. Left grasp towards tail. Sink down into that left. Place the right foot. And now we're going to come out. This one's going to pass underneath. And then the hands exchange places. Ah. You can even feel that in lower abdomen, actually. It was like it let go. Sink back. That's very interesting. Push through. Sinks back. Turn the right whole side around. Spiral with the left toe. Reach out. Sink. Place the foot. And come through. I love it. Every time I do it, I learn something new. Okay, so what we did is the triangle of health with Grassbird's tail. And we did emotions, we did calming the mind, and we did physical and spiritual. Wow. Okay, so now, go back one more time and notice if you notice anything different in your body. See if you notice how the joints are working, how the extension is working. Maybe lower dantian, contract, expand. See how sinking on your legs and being able to bend, just to check in. Okay, so you got to hold the ball. See how that folds. Step, left grasp towards tail. Hold the ball. Step, and this is going to come through. I'm going to go underneath again. Push. Palm to palm. Open. through, sinks back. Right toe comes around, left heel, all the way through and out. Okay. Oh, that was just beautiful. All right, so now that you know that's an option. If you wanted to balance the triangle of health for yourself, there's one tool. So let's go to White Stork Spreads Wings. We still have that action of sinking and rising, but now we're going to come through the spine. And you know that emotions can lock in through the tendons. So there's information shared between the muscles, tendons, and the bone. The bone is going to have the frequency, the vibration, each bone operating at a different frequency. You want space there. So that frequency is going to raise your awareness and your levels of consciousness. That is really cool because that's going to change how you're thinking. Then you've got the tendons. Anything's pocketed and stuck in there, we're going to let it go. Then you have separating heaven and earth is what they call it. White stork spreads wings. White stork means opening up to all possibilities. Also means the ability to be illuminated or have new ideas, new direction. And then this also connects you to the ground. And it connects you to the sky. Okay, so energy connecting there. Okay, so if we go, same idea, balancing our triangle. Heel's going to go out to step up to raise hands. We talked about how the triangle comes through with your hands here and how the sink opens through the spine. And I think I did that yesterday, turned around, just so you can see the spine and see, hopefully. I could go heel here. Nothing changes in my back. Or I can let the back open and let it expand and go right down. I can just feel the back muscles let go, but I can feel the glutes let go. So butt lets go, hamstring shifts itself as well. All that is changing in position. Okay, so it could be step up to raise hands, sink down into that position. It allows your spine to open and the tendons have to be nice and relaxed, so you need a nice big breath. Okay, so if we're here and you sink, doing that action, as the hands come together, there's the triangle. 1, 2, 3. That would be your hips. Triangle, right there. Then you have foot, hand. Now you're linking up lower dantian. I also refer to that as the hara. You turn the foot in, and then you expand out into the energy field. Step, now you're going to connect heaven and earth, or we call it white stork spreads wings. Lift, and before you get to the top, you're already dropping. There's that bend. The spiral action is involved with it. Step with the left foot, push off that right leg, and spiral. So now our yang out of the back has stretched and we put into yin in the front. Okay, so let's try it again. We start with that yin being bent on the left foot, sink, foot, hand, turn the foot, then glide across. Place the foot, spiral up, lift, sink. This comes all the way around, place the foot, and push up. Okay, so now, monkey thoughts are gone, motions are calming, nice deep breath. So what you want to feel is inside this little action, up and down. That would be the contraction and the expansion. And that expansion is letting everything have more energy. The more energy you have, the better you feel, the more that the body functions the way you want it to function, everything opens up. Okay, so if you think, like this is like a balloon. And sink. Foot, hand. Glide across. Push into that foot, white stork. Big breath in. Let that go. Step with the left foot. Brush knee. Beautiful. Okay. So that would be another place that you could balance the triangle. Okay, let's go to carry tiger to the mountain, which is at the transition from part 1 to part 2, or from part 2 to part 3. Okay, so we're going to have your feet shoulder width apart. The hands are going to open, and then you're going to put your weight down into your right foot so that you can spiral your left side in. Sink back into your left foot and open the back. Step with your right foot towards the back corner, and you're going to go brush knee right. Goes down into the right leg, and look, this is familiar. Bow and arrow back. Palm to palm. Sink back, and let that go out. So expanding and contracting all the way through. Now this is going to come around past the hip, and instead of a straight arm going out, we have a bent arm. Sink. So now you know that bend is bringing energy in. Step, and then we expand it on the end. Okay? So within the hip, you're opening and stretching. But within the elbows, you're collecting energy. So you're collecting it on the top, expanding on the bottom, and then you finish with a nice big stretch on the end. Okay, so let's try that again. So you've got open, turn the whole left side, sink back to open the spine, place the right foot, and this is a brush knee right. So it's down into the right foot, push away, expand. Feel those hands pass each other, then they turn to go towards each other. Then they open and expand again, and then two hands go out and expand again. Push into that right foot, push into the left. Whole right side is going to turn all the way around. This comes through. Yes. Okay, here we are. So this is bent, sink. So now you're in your right foot, down in your right leg, step. This is going to have an expansion come through the hip on the right side. Then it's going to have an expansion that comes through the hip on the left side and then comes out. Okay. So now, you also have a figure eight that runs through there, and we know that the figure eight takes the energy from the outside to the inside. So as you're doing those pieces and the yin and yang are bouncing on the inside, you're actually pulling energy in. So as the hands are doing this, they're pulling energy in. Okay, so let's try that again now that you know that part. Okay, so you've got open, turn the whole left side, sink back, place the right foot, and this is going to go brush knee. Sink back. Pushing forward. Open, sink down, push through, that goes out. Sink to come back. Okay, so now the whole right side is going to turn. That's going to come around. There's the spiral on the left foot. It comes through lower dantian, but then it rolls. So it spirals and starts the figure eight pattern. Step. This is going to bring you through the hip. The figure eight pattern is going from foot to head, out the arms. Step into the corner and push. Okay, absolutely beautiful. So now, let's say structurally you've got a challenge with neck we were working on yesterday. And we talked about C7 and T2. We talked about those 2 points yesterday. So let's say you've been working to get that neck to come back so the ears are in line with the shoulder. You haven't quite got there, something's still kind of catching a little bit. Okay, let's use the triangle of health. Let's use this movement, and let's move spiraling action and this figure 8 to come through to help you line that up. So right now, if you just turn your head, see how far you can turn. I have a kink in my neck on that side. And turn the other side. That feels much better. But definitely have a kink on the right. Didn't realize it till just now. Okay, so just notice what you have with yours. Just notice moving your chin around, what that feels like. Up through the back of the head, maybe how your throat feels. Yeah, just checking in. Okay, so now try the movement. Triangle of health, figure 8, yin and yang, bend and stretch. I'm going to balance the flow of energy. Here goes. So we have open, sink into the right. Turn, sink back. Place the foot. Brush knee. Pull back. Through. Open. Through. Sinks back. This goes right side. Comes around and through. Passes. Sink. Step. This is going to come around. And it comes towards you as you go through. Out. And let's just finish with fist underneath the elbow. That lets you rise up. Separate everything through the spine. And then sink. And let that come out. Then we have a ward off monkey. Okay. So now go back. Turn your head. See if you gained. I gained flexibility on that side. I can still feel the kink, but I definitely gained flexibility. So I did move something in there. Okay, hopefully you're going to feel something with what you've done. Okay, so let's move to another aspect. Okay, at the very end of the Tai Chi set, we have pull the bow, shoot the tiger, I believe is the wording for it. And it's right before we turn to sweep to lift the lotus with our knee, which is not quite said that in all of the English terminologies of it. Okay, so we start with a snake. Okay, so let's start there. And again, we're looking at calming body, mind, and spirit for emotions, mental, spiritual, physical. We're trying to create a flow of all that. So we're coming from a snake first. I'm just going to move back so you can see what I'm going to do with my feet. Okay, so we have weight down into the right foot, or left foot, sorry. You're going to push back into the right. You're going to open the right toe, which will straight forward is where it's going to go. The left heel is going to move so it faces to the corner. You're going to sink down into the right leg, open the hips. This is going to come up to 7 stars. So you're going to go up, feel the spine open, lengthen down the spine. Step back. Sink into the right, step, and spiral into the left. That would be where that little shoot the arrow. Sink. This is going to come all the way around. Pakwa, pigeon toe, and reach out. Okay, that's what the move is, just in case you haven't seen it before. Let's break it down a little bit more. So you have your snake. You can see my feet? One more. Okay, so push from the left, see back into the right. The hips are going to open. You're going to pop that right foot to the front. Left heel opens. This is a danyu, one-legged danyu on the right leg. Sink. The hand comes through the lotus, comes up, underneath, As you go up, tailbone goes down. So that is where you're opening up along the spine. Step back. Sink down into the right, and then expand out and push. And that's where shooting the bow. Okay, so you come back into the right, turn the whole left side. Sink over to the left side. So now you can step patois, you can step pigeon-toed. You're going to sink, step, and reach out. Okay, one more time. So here's your snake. Sink back into the right, open, open. Sink, comes through, lift. Expand, drop the tailbone. Sinking back. So you pull the bow back, shoot the tiger. That means you've calmed your emotions. Everything is congruent with you being successful. 2, 3. To stand in front of the tiger. Okay. So now go back to your neck again. Look to the right. Look to the left. See if you've had a change in the amount of flexibility you have there and any pain. I now don't feel the pain in my neck. I can feel it down, right at that kind of T2, but over to the side slightly. So it's in the ribs. So it's even fine-tuned itself to exactly where the problem is. So it's no longer the neck that's the problem, where I would have said it's in the neck. Now I know it's down in the rib. Okay, so that's how you can navigate working all the way through it. So now let's just take that turn to, usually we say to sweep the lotus, but it's actually to lift the lotus with the knee, is usually what it is. Okay, which means the lotus flower is opening up. All the energy is balanced. When we go back to pull the bow and then shoot the arrow, that is all the energy you accumulated and made doing the Tai Chi set. You have it all working, and now what you're going to do is you're going to open it up. You're going to open it up for all possibilities, and then finish. Okay? So that has a completely different meaning. Now you watched my hands go like this, so that's structurally you're watching me. But what happens is every time you go to place your foot, it moves your hands. So I actually hardly move my hands. My body does it for me. So just so if you're new to Tai Chi, just so you're aware. Okay, so if we go back to the snake, and you sink back into the right, open the right foot, open the left heel. Now you're going to sink down, open that lotus coming up, reach to 7 stars, feel that go down the spine, step back. So pull the bow, shoot the arrow, you're shooting the tiger. Now we have sink into your right leg. It looks like I'm moving my arms, but I actually just sank back into my right. I move my weight over to the left, which makes it look like I moved my arms. I turn my right side to open it, which makes it look like I'm swinging my arms. I turn in, and now this last part is me sinking down into my left leg, and then come out. Okay, so it looks like I'm going like this. But what happens is I put my weight into my right, I shift my weight into the left, I shift my weight to my right, I shift my weight to my left. And it looks like I'm moving my arms, but it's only because my body is moving. Okay, let's try it again if you've not done that before. It's like an illusion. Okay, so you are sink back into the right, open the toe, heel, sink. Comes up, reach up to 7 stars, open the spine. Sink back, drop. Step into the corner, expand. Sink back into your right, over to your left, over to your right, to your left, sink. And then jump. Now when I get this all moving around with me, everything moves together. When I go to strike my foot, it'll have a loud snap when I hit, but it's only because the momentum is there, it's just like it's a perfect sound. And that means I let everything open and relax, and I didn't swing to hit hard, it just makes a loud sound. So it sounds like I hit hard, but I didn't actually do that. It's just the momentum coming all the way through. Okay, so now that you have all of those little pieces, we didn't quite get to Lok Hup today, but it was just so much fun playing in Tai Chi, so that's okay. So let's finish with an expansion, contraction little piece from Lok Hup, okay? And so let's go to the opening of Lok Hup, which we haven't done for a little while. So this one is the palms go up. You're going to go out the top of the head. So there's that expansion right through the spine. Your hands go out to extend, and your tailbone is going to drop back. And then as your hands turn, that's when the contraction happens. So here's your yin. So you start with the yang, which is open everything up to let the energy in. So now this is going to be open the energy up. Spiral. Sink. So there's the contraction. Let the energy in. Expand. Expand out. Sink. And I'm just going to do this last bit. Turn the toe. Sink down into your right leg. And this would go up on the end. Okay? That's too far if you've not done Lok Hup before. Okay? So the palm comes up. Everything is extended and lifted, expanded. And then that's opening everything up. Yang is opening, rooted to the ground. Sink. There's our yin. Expand. This is going to come through. Now this is expanding across in a twist, right across the whole body. Goes all the way around. So it kind of opens and relaxes and then twists, which is kind of a cross between the yin and the yang. This is going to go up, out, lengthen, 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 sink. And again, if you notice that, you have, just finish this off. You have, when you go out this direction, you have that straight right arm again, and you have the bent left one, which is yin, is bent. It's storing, it's bringing the energy in. Yang, it's sending it out. So you have, as you come into that, you came around, you were here. So you turn, there's an extension, and that is, right side is letting everything out. Left is bringing it in to begin storing it. And then you change places here. And this sinks back. So we've got a nice dynamic shift there. All right, it gives you lots to think about. Let's finish off with figure 8. So let's just cross right foot over left. I love using Cook's hookups at the end, just to see if we've got everything balanced. And again, figure 8, so that's balancing the energy outside to inside. I can't even stand it and tell me yes, we're balanced. Okay, fingertips go in front. So just if you fall over while you're doing it, that's the body's pendulum telling you there's a shift. And there goes my shift there. Everything's balanced. Okay, that is your Sunday. So I'm in retreat Monday through Thursday this week, and my dinner break is for live at 5. So I will see you tomorrow after a whole day of healing retreat. I can hardly wait. All right, enjoy yourself. Have a great Monday.